Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
This is probably just a single Ralts one, actually. I don't want to put down Fez just yet. So we do have Artisan, we do have Vessel, we do have Nest Ball. This is a pretty solid turn. Actually, it's a pretty solid turn one, all told. Great. So we kind of want a second Ralts, I believe, here. Actually, maybe Flutter Mane. I think we want Flutter Mane right now, because we can get an Artisan for a different Pokemon here, too. We can just stop their... I'm gonna force them to have to retreat that. Which actually feels pretty good. I know I'm giving them Artisan here, but I also don't care. Because I want to get a second Ralts down just in case. Feels like a good turn. And we also have Morty's Conviction in hand, so if they have a bigger bench size, then Morty's is really good here. Because then we just draw cards without items. And it gives full value to Morty's. Okay, so it's Dragapult. So yeah, they're gonna have to commit energy or a tool to retreat to Duskull, which is fine. I am okay with this. So right now we're getting 3 Pokemon. We're getting 3 draw off of Morty's, which is better than a refinement. Have to retreat into Buddy, that's fine. We can also gust that up and lock it in again too, which is funny. Itchy Pollen I don't really care about. Do not mind. Also get our own Budew down. Not bad. Not bad, actually. So we can get the dark energy with Larry's, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. I mean, technically could. Get Mew. Yeah, Morty's there was really nice, actually. So we would have drawn Ralts, right? Ralts, Arvin, Larry's. It would have been kind of like a slower bit to our hand a little bit there. Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, Larry's here can get us Mew, and it can get us a Dark Energy. And it can get us Iono, potentially? I guess it doesn't really matter because they just have draw with Dracloak anyways, but we can definitely take out the Budew next turn. 100%. We get the Dark Energy anyways, that's good. So now... what do we want? Let's may as well get second monkey, why not? Go second monkey. I think we go Larry's here. So we grab Kirlia, we grab Iono, we grab Dark Energy. Hey, Larry's skill gave me a Kirlia, so that means if I get a Gardevoir, I just instantly have Gardevoir now. Without having to item search, and they're still item locked now. And they can Phantom Dive here, but they're not really taking... I mean, they could Gust up Kirlia, I guess, with Boss. That then we'd still have Rare Candy Gardevoir, so... And then we have 2 monkeys. So we're in a pretty good spot. If they leave damage on board, it's going back onto them, so... They have to commit a lot here to get rid of this board state. And they only have 1 skull that they can't Rare Candy, so... Yeah, they'd have to Gust up Kirlia. Or Countercatcher. I guess they could Countercatcher, yeah. And 5 billion cards in hand. Countercatcher. No, they can't Countercatcher because we've item locked them, so they have to boss. If they are Phantom Diving on Budew, that's the best case scenario for us, actually. Okay, so they're not bossing, so they're just attacking into Budew. That's perfectly good for us. We have Double Monkey. We have, oh my god, we have Drifloon? Insane. Okay. I'm gonna have to promote a monkey, though. Just to guarantee. Because I don't have a guarantee with Iono here. Yeah, we have 60 damage we can move across. Let's go. We have a knockout on... We have a knockout on a Duskull. Crazy. We didn't get it. That's unfortunate. Oh my god, okay. Never mind. So we don't get the KO on this, however. We get very fucking close. Actually, I think what we do this turn, we're gonna sack a monkey here, I believe. Is the correct option. So we can confuse this. They have to, if they have to retreat to get the other Dragapult, I mean, that's fine. We save the balloon, actually. Yeah, it's fine. Do it that way. We'll sack a monkey, it's fine. We have a way to get it back. And we're on even pricing now, which is nice. We're on a 2-2-2. We can take out Fez relatively easily too now. We have enough energy for Gardevoir to attack with. That's pretty good. If they leave damage on board, we have enough to one-shot this Dragapult now. If they retreat and attack with this one. And then all we have to do is attack with Gardevoir to KO that Fezandipiti, and then we're good to go. I really need to get the second Gardevoir set up, though. Because it's going to be a bit spooky if they Dusknoir attack this one. I'm guessing this is for Ultra Ball. If it's for Rare Candy, it'd be an interesting play that they're going to do here, so I would be intrigued. Well, already we've made use of two. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Ultra Ball for Dragapult. They're going to retreat and attack with this one. So they can't boss. They can counter Catcher here. I'm guessing they're going after Drifloon. They're going to Dusclops Drifloon, I believe. Or Monkey. I mean, they could take out both monkeys, I suppose. That would probably be the smart move. If anything, that would be the smart move for them. Be a bit more difficult for me to do. All I'd need to do, though, is just Super Rod and get Monkey back down and get the Dark Energy somehow. But that's fine. Okay, so that's good, because they're wasting energies. Let's see what they do here. Do they Dusclops this turn? Do they go after two monkeys? You love Larry's skill, you just don't know when the inclusion is optimal. In this list, when you're playing... Oh, they're just attacking, okay. In this list, it's really good when you have... whatchamacallit? Oh, they're just putting all six... That's wrong. I mean, I guess they take two prizes on the Ralts, but that's technically wrong. That's funny. I'm perfectly fine with that, actually. So we have Mew, Screamtail. We don't have any more Ralts. We have Super Rod, we have Secret Box, we have Stretcher, Charm, Stadium, and 4 energies still. Okay. It's good to know. So, let's see what we do here. Get Screamtail down. Do we Iono here? I think we do. You know what I should have probably done? I probably should have retreated, right? Yeah, we don't have enough energies. We can fix that to a degree. But we can't really, though. Yeah. I mean, we're a little bit of energy shy right now. Turos helps, actually, but we can't do that yet. Okay, so we have to put a bit of damage on this and retreat it. We have to take out Dusclops. That's the important thing we have to take out right now. So, counter Catcher. Oh, I can just use Flutter Mane, actually. Hold on. I do it this way. And a supporter of choice, exactly. Yeah, taking out the Dusknoir potential is basically going to win me the game here, so... Now, if they gust that up, we have Turos in hand. If they gust something up, we have Turos in hand, and we have... We just have to KO one of the Pults with Drifloon, and then it's pretty much over. So, we still have Screamtail to go after Fez on the bench. Which we can actually reach with either Bravery Charm or Lively Stadium. Well, Lively Stadium might be a bit trickier, but we should be able to reach it. So now they don't have an easy way to get Dusknoir out. There's no counter catcher, they have to boss. Specifies basic energy. You hate how the Pokemon Company is no fun. In Gardevoir, you don't care because you only have basics in Gardevoir, and Larry's is fun like that. So you want to play with smaller hand because of Mew. You want to get Neo Upper to Salamence, right? Just grab Salamence, Neo Upper. Super rotting your little Duskulls back in, I see. No problem. So they really need the Dusknoir. They really need Dusknoir. So this might be a play of like just Screamtailing the Duskull and then taking out one of these three next turn. And that should be fine. Yeah, they're just attacking straight. That's perfectly okay. Because I could just Screamtail that. They need the Dusknoir to take out Gardevoir. It's like that's the entire thing that they can do, so they're not able to do anything else. I mean, I guess they could boss up Mew. If they could boss up Mew, they would have done that this turn, though. And they're just putting it straight on Guardy. That's a bad option, too, so yeah. I think we just win this one, folks. I think we just win this one, because we just take that out. Rare Candy. Does not help. I think we Turo Mew here, though. To remove that from board. Hold on, actually. Let me think about this. We go Earthen Vessel, get rid of Rare Candy. Do we have another Dark? We do. Okay. We'll do this smartly here. I think we just win now, actually, because of this. Yeah, we should just win now. We have 5 energy, it's 300. Yep, GG's. We don't even need that much because we already have 20 damage on Drifloon, so it's just game. This is post-rotation Gardevoir going into Crystal Dragapult, and we literally just shat down their throat. Like, I didn't even use Lively Stadium. We wait 3 seconds. GG's. Both Gardevoirs prized, by the way. Both Gardevoirs were prized in that game, and we fucking shit down their throat. Oh my god, this is going on YouTube. Holy crap. Both Gardevoirs prized. The monkeys taking the KO on Duskull gave us a Gardevoir. So Larry's getting us the dark energy for the second Munkidori actually So yeah, we took 2 prizes. We took 1 prize by knocking out Budew and taking the Buddy Poffin. We at this point didn't know we had both Gardevoirs prized. And so they take out Budew here, and then getting the second energy with Larry's means that we have 2 monkeys available. They put down 60 damage. The Adrenabrain got us one of our 2 prized Gardevoirs. We have 3 Gardevoirs in this list, right? I'm pretty sure. We have 3 Gardevoirs in this list. But 2 of them were prized. Insane. 2 Guardies prized. And we win this fucking game. Crazy. Actually insane. Let's go break this down. Larry's Gardevoir, right? So we start off with Ralts, which is always nice. They have Duskull. We don't know exactly what we're facing against yet, but we have like a pretty good fucking opening hand. So we have, in our opening hand, we had Ralts, Morty's Conviction, Fezandipiti, Earthen Vessel, Energy, Nest Ball, and Artisan. So like we had a pretty good opening hand. This, like, having Morty's Conviction in the opening hand also makes it a little bit less punishing to put down Artisan and have your opponent using Artisan, because that just means more card draw for you with Morty's Conviction. If I didn't have Morty's, I would be hesitant to put down Artisan, I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have waited the following turn to put down Artisan. But because we had Morty's, we wanted to give them more Pokemon on bench, which gives us more draw. So that was perfectly fine. So we get Fluttermane. The reason I go for Fluttermane here is because if they have Duskull in the active slot, they have to commit energy to retreat it. They can't just be comfortable leaving it up there and exploding it with Dusclops to retreat it. So putting Fluttermane down, it gives it a bit more pressure to get it out of the active slot. Not that they care, because they're going to be playing Budew anyways, but at least it did come in handy much later in the game, which is good. So we Artisan, we get a second Ralts down, so now we have 2 Ralts, which is perfect. They get, obviously, Ralts down, or they get their Ralts. They get Budew down, they get Dreepy down, they Lance. So we already know what's coming down the pipe. They have 2 Dragloaks and a Dragapult in hand. Obviously, we have nothing to disrupt them yet. They get a second Dreepy down, which is fine. They have to commit energy to retreat. Awesome. They Itchy Pollen. So again, we're not necessarily as tied to items as pre-rotation Gardevoir is, because we've already discarded. So we've attached an energy for turn, right? We've attached energy for turn. We've retreated, so there's 1 energy in the discard pile. We've Earthen Vesseled an energy away to get 2 more energies. So we have 2 energies in the discard pile to start the game without having to rely on items on our second turn here to get rid of more energies. So Artisan, we attach to Fluttermane, retreat again, so 3rd energy in the discard pile. Now we have a Budew. Morty's Conviction discards a 4th energy. So now we have 4 psychic energy in the discard pile on our attacking turn. If we could get a Gardevoir in play, which we could very well have this turn, we would have 4 energy to work with, which would be a Gardevoir attack. It would be a ridiculously strong Drifloon attack. It would be a strong Screamtail attack. It would be like a Mew attack. It would basically power up any Pokemon. So like, again, without having Refinement Kirlia, we just have 4 energy in the discard pile without items on the second turn, which is incredibly powerful. So we Itchy Pollen them right back. They don't do a whole lot here. They just evolve, because they're evolving slowly to their Dracloaks, obviously. They attach. They Arven for Crystal. We know they have Dragapult in hand, so they're readying up an attack with Dragapult. So all we really have to do is just knock out the opposing Budew here, which we have the ability to get the energy in hand, because we have Larry's skill in hand, so we could just go out and grab a Dark Energy right now without items. which is very, very important because we're item locked again for a turn. But if we get Munkidori, we can push damage back and knock out the Budew in the same turn. So we Artisan again, get a second Munkidori down. We top deck a Dark Energy, which is great. So then we can just attach that to Monkey. Then we can use Larry's skill to then grab a Kirlia because we're not evolving with Rare Candy because we're item locked. So we grab Kirlia, we grab Iono for a follow-up turn because they're going to be following up with a KO from Dragapult, so we just have an Iono in hand. And then we have the second Dark Energy to attach on the second Munkidori the following turn. So going from removing Fezandipiti from play because we didn't really need it. Arven wasn't going to be useful because we're item locked anyways. And another Ralts. Like we could have had another Ralts down, but having two Munkidori in a Dragapult matchup is very, very important. That's what you have to do against that. So Adrenabrain, we put the 10 damage over, we knock out the Budew, great, we take a prize, it's a Buddy Poffin, awesome. At this point, we don't know 2 of our 3 Gardevoirs are prized. They go ahead and draw a whole bunch, which is, again, this is powering up our Iono, because they're getting a lot of cards in hand. They play a second Duskull to bench, they Recon Directive again, evolve, obviously. They have to Crispin this turn, which is very interesting. They opt for Crispin. I don't know if they had Boss. They can't play Counter Catcher because they're item locked. Even though we have less prizes than they do, we've Itchy Pollened them, they can't Counter Catcher our Kirlia, so they have to Boss. So they opted for Crispin instead of burning a boss's orders here on a turn they could have played Counter Catcher. And so they just instead choose to Phantom Dive. And because we had Pokemon that had damage on them already, they kind of put themselves in a scenario where they have to put 30 damage on something. So they put 30 damage onto Kirlia. They put 20 damage onto Fluttermane, which already had a damage counter on it, so that has 30. And they're setting up a KO on Ralts for later, which I don't care if they knock out Ralts. I care more about having the Kirlia being able to evolve. So now we have 30 and 30 here. That we can move over with our 2 monkeys the following turn. So put Monkey in the active slot because we're not 100% sure if number 1 we're going to get a Gardevoir or number 2 we're going to get a Psychic Energy. So better to put the Munkidori up because if we don't get something, then at least, you know, we have something that we can sacrifice kind of thing. If we do end up getting Gardevoir, great. We Artisan. We should have deck checked here. We get Drifloon down. I think we actually had 1 Gardevoir, so we were kind of like, all right, but we play Iono here because we don't need Boss or Poffin. We don't really get anything out of it. So we get rid of their 8 cards. They get 5 cards because they took a knockout. So we get Charm, we get Arven, we get 2 Poffins and Iono. So not really anything to help us here, unfortunately, move our board state forward. But we do have 1 KO with Munkidori. So we're pulling 30 off of Fluttermane. We're pulling 30 off of Kirlia. To take out 1 Duskull. It's important to take out the Duskulls because those are the only ways they're going to be one-shotting either like going after Gardevoir for a combo one-shot on Gardevoir, or going after Kirlia, or going after Ralts, things like that, if they want to take out our ability to get a Gardevoir on the board. So having the damage taken off of those 2, especially the Kirlia, because now they need to get Dusknoir to take Kirlia out, which is very important. So we take out the Duskull. This was impossibly ridiculous. Gardevoir off of the prizes from the Munkidori knockout was absolutely brilliant because now we have a Gardevoir. We don't have to worry about them knocking out our Kirlia. We don't really care about the Ralts now that has 10 damage on it because we don't have to protect that anymore because we have our Gardevoir in play. We have a bunch of different ways that we can move here. I chose to just put the chip damage on the board and confuse them because they have a Dracloak on board that has energy attached. So worst case scenario, they have a second Dragapult in hand, they put the Dragapult down, they retreat. They're wasting another energy to retreat into a healthier Dragapult, but the bench Dragapult has damage. And so we want to get damage on the Dragapult so that we can just one-shot them later on in the game. So it's better for us to just mind bend and force them to do something about it because not having access to 2 monkeys is not backbreaking for us. We still have access to a monkey, which is fine. They go ahead and get a Fezandipiti down. They do their thing. They get Dusclops here. This was interesting. So they have to Ultra Ball for a Dragapult here, because this could have easily been a Dusknoir, Rare Candy Dusknoir, but they evolved to Dusclops before Ultra Balling, so tells us they are not going to get Dusknoir this turn, which is good. They could still take a 2 knockout turn by Dusclopsing and going after the second monkey, but they instead chose to go after Ralts, which is good for us because it means we have at least one monkey on the field still. So they go ahead and knock out Ralts on the bench, and they knock out Munkidori. This was not the right play, I think. I think they should have gone after 2 monkeys with the Dusclops. They use the Dusclops, put 50 damage on the benched monkey, do 260, knock out both, and then I don't have Munkidori for the rest of the game, or like not rest of the game. Shouldn't say that. It would be more difficult for me to get Munkidori back into play, just to set that up again. But right now I have a fairly easy way to either get the monkey back and then have another dark energy attached. Thank you, Shira. Have a good sleep. And then so Ralts was knocked out as well. So that's fine. We put up Drifloon. This probably should have been something else, actually, because like what we could have done was turbo something, take that 20 damage and make use of it, but this doesn't really matter. We draw Arvin, we get Buddy Poffin to take a look at the deck. Artisan, we get Screamtail. Bravery Charm on Drifloon's a little bit risky because they're still able to run Lost Vacuum in this because they're not playing post-rotation yet. We Iono here, so again, 8 cards being brought down to 3. So that's pretty huge. They've lost one of their Dracloaks, but they've gained another one. So a lot of their draw is booped right back down to 3. We draw 4 cards. The Turos is going to become incredibly handy. Countercatcher is incredibly handy here as well. So because we only had 4 Psychic Energy in the discard pile, we don't have a KO with Drifloon. But with that Countercatcher, because they're at 3 prizes, we're at 4. Or we're at 5, I believe. Were we at 5? No, we're at 4. So they're at 3 prizes, we're at 4. Countercatcher is now active. So we Countercatcher up Dusclops, which allows us to put chip damage on Drifloon, retreat it back down, and then get 3 onto Fluttermane. Because Fluttermane can now knock out Dusclops, and it can place damage. So 3 things are going to happen here. We're going to knock out a Pokemon. We're going to make use of the damage that's on Fluttermane to put more damage counters on the opposite Dragapult. And we're going to put Fezandipiti within Gardevoir range. This was like an incredibly productive move right here. So we restart, we get the 1 energy, which is amazing because now we don't have to commit as much damage on Fluttermane, and we get another energy in the discard pile when this gets knocked out. So then we'll just have 5 energy in the discard pile. So attach 1 for Hex Hurl. We Psychic Embrace 2 to put 40 damage on. We push 30 damage over to the undamaged Dragapult to bring that within Drifloon range. So now both Dragapults are within Drifloon range. And then we Hex Hurl for knockout, and then 20 damage on Fez, which is now in Gardevoir range. So now we have our prize map. No matter what Pokemon they put on the field, we just have another 2 prizes on board, which is phenomenal. Very, very good. So no matter... And again, they have the Crystal Dragapult, which it doesn't have energy, but they can get energy on it any time. They have the fully powered up Dragapult, which we're not terribly worried about because they don't have a Dusknoir available to them. So because we've taken out the Dusclops, there's no threat to Gardevoir. We can fight into Dragapult, be perfectly fine. This would have been a scarier turn if they gusted up Mew. Putting down Mew is a bit of a scary proposition, but that's also fine. Because we do have Turos, so like I mean, if they took out Mew, then that would have been sad, but not completely back-breaking. They recon Directive Buddy Poffin here. They're trying to do something. I'm guessing they were looking for their boss's orders or something here. Countercatcher or something. I think they couldn't Countercatcher. We were both on 3. So going to 3 prizes and not going ahead in prizes mean they can't Countercatcher. They have to have boss, which at this point is probably on the bottom of their deck. So they have to attack into Fluttermane and put all 60 damage counters, or all 6 damage counters on Gardevoir. Gardevoir is now, you know, in a bit of a spooky range because they have they put down another Duskull this turn. This doesn't really matter though, because we have Turos and we have a Dark Energy in hands or in decks. So we Earthen Vessel, we see the third Dark Energy that we have in the list. Third Dark Energy's in deck, we grab that. We Adrenabrain 30 damage over to Duskull for 30. We Turos the Monkey, put Monkey back down the bench. We effectively have 2 Munkidoris per turn. Adrenabrain the rest of the 30 damage, knock out the Duskull, which brings us down to 2 prizes. Mew for the restart, just in case anything else that would have been good comes up. Put Drifloon in the active slot that still has the Bravery Charm and the 20 damage that we had from the retreat, which means we only need 4 energies to enable Drifloon to attack here. And so Dragapult dies to 300 because of the 10 damage counters. With the 30 damage that Dragapult already had from the previous turn, gets knocked out. Our last 2 prizes, we take a 3 prize turn, and that is the game, and we find out that our second Gardevoir was prized. Pretty insane. Like this is a deck right now. Dragapult is a deck right now that is very, very potent, and Crystal Dragapult is one of the most common ways that it's played right now. Pult Noir with Crystal, and we're playing post-rotation Gardevoir that runs a list that includes Larry's Skill, that includes Morty's Conviction, that includes Lively Stadium, and we just beat a deck that is one of the best decks in format currently, with a deck that is ready for post-rotation. We don't even have Lily's Clefairy in this deck yet. That's pretty fucking impressive. It's insane how strong this deck can get. The comeback potential, the flexibility of this deck. You don't need card draw. Like, you just don't need... You're not going to miss Refinement. We had 4 energy again in the discard pile by our attacking turn. Didn't have a whole lot of card draw. We were item locked for a turn, and we still had 4 psychic energy in the discard pile. This is a fucking potent list. This is cooking right now. It's doing very well in Japan with Clefairy. They're running different variations of it. I do think Secret Box is the way to go in this list. When you get that Secret Box play, it just opens up so much for you. We had no problem getting energy in the discard pile this game. No problem whatsoever. We were able to do that very efficiently in a mix of our first 2 turns. Despite being item locked, we still managed to get a Kirlia and Gardevoir out very quickly into what is arguably one of the best decks in format. So again, what can I say? Gardevoir is going to be a very powerful option come rotation. Can't wait to see it. If you've enjoyed this, check out my other videos as well. We've had some crazy good games, but this is probably one of the biggest statement games I've seen this rotation list do into a meta deck. Pretty impressive. So